Hi, boys and girls. For this lesson, I'm going to ask you to think back to a little story we told, and we didn't make a really big deal about it. So I'm going to be happily surprised if you remember it. All right, I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to show you a picture and see. What are you thinking about, Angie? Look at your eyes have gotten bright already. You remember, don't you? Yeah, our story about Chomper. Does anyone remember how Chomper the alligator was a little bit greedy? Yeah, I mean, he is an alligator. We can't completely blame him for being hungry all the time. But Chomper always wanted to put his chompy mouth towards the bigger group of fish. Remember? I don't remember what kind of candy we were using. It's probably marshmallows. Oh, a lot of you are smiling. A lot of times we were eating marshmallows. Any chance we could get, right? And we talked about which pile of marshmallows would we rather eat? The little itsy bitsy pile of marshmallows or the bigger mouthful of marshmallows? And what did we say? Of course, Reed, we wanted the bigger pile of marshmallows. All right, well, today we're going to be comparing some numbers, and we're going to use Chomper from our old story to help us out today. Now, when you and I have compared numbers before, we kind of thought about smaller groups of numbers. We thought about a lot of the numbers that were at the beginning of our chart, didn't we? We compared numbers way in the beginning of the year with numbers 1 through 10. I think even we did 1 through 5 a long, long time ago. Then we went a little bigger, and then we looked at groups in the teens. Today, I want to see if we can compare numbers that are in the high teens and the 20s. You're already saying you know we can do this, right? Yep, I see lots of heads nodding. We got this, Mrs. Finkel. All right, well, I kind of wanted to start at the bottom of the page first. I kind of like those better today. So we're going to compare the numbers inside of the rectangle, and then we're going to decide if we use the less than Chomper, the greater than Chomper, or who just said that? Yeah, was that you? All right, Salvatore. Or the equal to Chomper. It could be. All right, let's find out. If we are comparing the number 23 and the number 21, which one is Chomper going to bite? 23 fish or 21? You want to get out one of our math tools to help us? All right. I always tell you that when I'm adding and subtracting, this is usually my favorite math tool, right? Yep, because I used to have one of these on my desk when I was in first grade, and that's when subtraction made a little bit more sense to me, so I still like using these. Well, we're going to go way away from these beginning numbers, and we're going to keep going, and I'm going to circle the number 23. Here I've got it, a 2 in the 10 spot, a 3 in the 1 spot, and the number 21. That's got a 2 in the 10 spot and a 1 in the 1 spot. Can you see that now? All right. When we're looking at the number line, what do we come to first when we're counting? Let's start at 19. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yes, you are very right about that, Priscilla. We came to the number 21 first. What do you want to tell us about it, Capri? You're right. That means that 23 is greater because we had to keep counting longer to get to it. So the number on this side is smaller and this side is larger. Larger is another number for greater. Boy, you guys are smart. All right, so that means that when we put Chomper's mouth up, he's going to want to take a great big bite of the 23. I imagine they're probably fish, don't you? 23 fish for Chomper because 23 is greater than 21. Good. All right, let's take another look at one of the small numbers while we've got our number line out, kind of covered up. I didn't have a good eraser here, so I grabbed a piece of paper towel, and that's going to do the trick. All right, so now we're going to compare the number. What is that, Jacob? You're right, it is number 19. That's the greatest number. That's still a teen number. I know, Salma, was that your number? I can't remember for sure, but I think it was. And then there's 21. Somewhere around Mason. I'd have to check. Do you guys still remember your student numbers? All right. Well, let's look here. I'm going to circle. This time I'm not going to circle it. I'm going to put a dot, a bigger dot above the 19 and a bigger dot above the 21. Remember, Mrs. Finkel said we're going to plot the dot? We'll get used to doing that for later on. And if we start counting, let's start counting at 15 this time. Okay, ready? Hunter C, you're going to lead us? Okay. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I said 19 and I didn't say 21 yet. 20, 21. So which one is greater? 21, because I came to 19 first. And when we're counting up, we come to the smaller number before we get to the greater number. All right, so now we know that 19 is less than 21. So what's Jumper going to want? Tell me about it. All right, Betty, what's he going to want? 21, of course. So we're going to make Chomper's mouth go towards the number 21. Good job. All right, you got it. I know, it's weird going backwards, isn't it? You know why I was doing it, don't you? Yeah, I wanted to start with these smaller numbers first because I noticed, ooh, these get some pretty big numbers. I know. We're right off of our little number line I had there. So now I'm going to get out our hundreds chart because it keeps going further. All right, we're going to compare the numbers 28 and 22. All right, let's circle the number 28. Here we are. And here's the number 22. Same idea. If I was counting like this, whichever one I came to first would be smaller. Yeah, see how the number 100's way down here? That's a very large number. So the smaller numbers are up here in the beginning. All right, so which one? Which is, let's say, which is greater this time? 28 is greater. Thanks for helping me out with it, Daniel. 28 is greater. Did Bryson tell you that? Oh, you knew? You both knew? All right, that's those brothers. 28 is larger, so our friend Chomper is going to take a big bite of the 28. So let me find the one where his mouth will be going towards the 28. I think my family forgot I'm taking a video, aren't they? Hey, Gabe? We're taping, buddy. All right, I think he's wrestling with his dad. Do you guys do that too? Yeah, it's always nice when you can have some fun with your family. All right, looking over here, we're going to compare 18 and 28. Now, this is interesting. This is really a first or second grader thing, but I'm going to tell you about it anyways. We're going to figure this out without using a number line or a hundreds chart, and we're not even going to count out 18 and 28 as something. We're going to do this the very big kid way. I'm noticing that the number in the one spot is the same. So I'm not going to look at that. I'm going to look at the number in the 10 spot. All right, when I compare the number 1 and 2, which one is greater? Of course, we know that 2 is bigger than 1. That means that 28 is greater than 18. Who just said number, neighbors? All right, let's check it out. Let's go see our neighbors. Since we don't get to visit much of anyone right now, we're going to visit number neighbors on a chart. All right, I heard some whispering going on, and Nora E. was saying, are they number neighbors? Let's see. Here's the number 28. Here's the number 18. They are number neighbors. Can anyone remember the difference between 21 and 18? Yeah, because they're exactly one row apart. So what does that mean, Luigi? I know when you have that quiet smile that you're up to something. It means that there's 10 in between. And 18 is the smaller number. So 28 is the greater number. All right, so let me find a Chomper that's going to take a bite out of the 28. There he goes. Okay, who just said easy peasy? Yeah, you're right. This one is easy peasy. Then just tell me, is 12 greater or 20? They both have a 2 in them. This 2 is in the 1 spot. This 2 is in the 10 spot. You're right, Reed. 20 is much greater than 12. So we're going to have Chomper take a bite out of that. Who just said not again? That's too easy. Was that you, Huxley? Tell me why that's too easy. Oh, because if we look at the numbers in the one spot, 9 is much bigger than 0. But of course, because 0 means nothing, it's just holding the spot there, isn't it? All right, so let's give Chomper 29 fish instead of 20. All right, let's read this from the left to the right. 20 is less than 29. Good job. What's going on up here? Something's fishy, isn't it? Who's going to talk to me about that one? What do you say, Claudia? Those numbers are the same. That's right. So can one be greater if they're the same? Nope. They're going to be, what is that? What did you say? Yes, Capri. They are equal. All right. Your brother didn't tell you that, did he? No. You told him, and now you're going to explain that to him, aren't you? He's going to be so ready for school in a couple years. We can say 26 is equal to 26. They are the same. Oh, wait a minute. What is going on right here, Selma? Is it the same idea? Yeah, we're going to need another equal sign because these are the same numbers. So Chomper would kind of move his head back and forth, left and right, like, uh-oh, which one do I eat? Which one do I eat? Who just said both of them? You know, Nora, you look kind of innocent sitting there, but then you said something funny like, oh, he'll eat both. And you were probably right. All right, there we go. All right, 2 more to go. Let's look over here. On this side, we see the number 29. And this side, we see 25. Should we look at our abacus? Sometimes that's a little bit helpful. I'm going to build the number. Oops, let's do a little tipsy there. There we go. I'm going to build the number 29. So I'm going to put 10 over here, 10 over here, and then 9 more. Ooh, that's pretty big. Now I'm going to leave a space in between here so we don't get confused. And I'm going to build 25. 10 over here. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Let's do this. 10 over here. 10 over here. And can we make it? Okay, let's put 5 more right there. So just ignore these beads over here. They're not in the game. It's these beads compared to these beads. And which is a greater amount? Yeah, they both have 2 full rows of 10, so we won't pay a lot of attention to those. Focus on this row of 9 beads and this row of 5. 9 is greater. Yeah. So 29 is greater than 25. Boy, you guys are good. All right. Here we go. I'm going to get Chomper's mouth, and then we'll read that one from left to right. All right. 29 is greater than 25. Very good. You know what? I've got one more left here. And I'm not going to show you what it is. I bet you can do this one on your own. We've got the number 23 and the number 27. I want you to compare those numbers and figure out which way Chomper's mouth should go. I know, you're going to do great with it. You know what else you could do? Maybe you could ask Mom if she has 2 cups, okay, 2 bowls, 2 bags, and you could put maybe, I don't know, maybe you got cotton balls around the house or any little things from your toy collection. Put some in one cup and some in the other. And then can you ask someone in your family which cup has a greater number of objects in it? I bet you could do that. Could you try to trick them and do one that's equal? All right, but make sure you explain it to them because you don't want to leave them fooled for too long. All right, boys and girls, keep up the great work. Keep thinking about numbers and do your best. All right, bye.